You got great loins. You got the best glutes. You got the best.
100 years. One more job today and I'm good. Hell, I should be off. I gotta be off today. And what's today's what? Wait a minute. Today is the 1st. Oh shoot, man. Yeah, if they wouldn't have called it a riot. Shoot, I could have took this off as a holiday because this ought to be recognized like 9/11 is. Hell, I mean they don't let it. I guess they don't take off work for 9/11, but still. It's my ancestors. This is what we got. This is the beauty of what we can do whenever. Man, this is awesome. Had to work all day. Missed out on all the festivities, but it's all good. This is pretty. I love this movie. Oh, Benny, what's good, man?
Man, I had a crazy day.
What up? What happened?
Crazy. I was watching the news and they were talking about this race riot, Tulsa Race Riot.
Yeah, you mean massacre, right?
The news said it was the Tulsa Race Riot. So, I assumed it was like a riot back then, pretty much like you know how the 20s were.
So, what else the news say then?
Well, it's crazy. Like they were talking about there was a skirmish at the courthouse or whatever, and they were trying to save Dick Rowland, and shots went off, and all hell broke loose. And at the end of the riot, whatever is, it said that I don't know, like maybe about 30 people or so died.
30. Yeah. See, that's what, and people wonder why I don't watch the news. Well, I guess for the weather, but even the weather be lying too sometimes. I'll tell you it's gonna be freezing and it'll be hot outside. But anyway, so is this your first time? Like this your first time like hearing about like the whole incident?
Yeah. Like this is the first time I ever heard about it. I had no idea.
See, this is exactly what they try to do with all our history. Just try to. It's like. It's as if they only. It's like. It's crazy how they're the ones telling our story. And, of course, they conveniently leave stuff like this out. But, first things first, this was not a riot. A riot is not controlled. It's like it's spontaneous. It's like it's out of control. It's like, you know, like now, of course, did it seem like it was out of control? Yeah. Was it chaos? Sure. But that would be like if it just happened out of nowhere and nobody knew why it happened. But in this case, it's a whole nother thing. Now, of course, like you said, they were to save Dick Rowland. Well, what were they saving him from? Well, I mean, honestly, if we want to be, if we want, I don't even want to start there because it just irritates me to even think about because that's all they want to talk about is the fact that we had something and they destroyed it. But they don't even want to tell us exactly what we had. See, there was a black man, O.W. Gurley, who actually was working in the Grover Cleveland administration, working for the president, and you know he moved from his hometown of Arkansas all the way to Perry, Oklahoma, and you know and from there that's when he started Black Wall Street, and so when he came to the Tulsa area, he purchased 40 acres of land. I mean, it was about 36 blocks of just vacant land. And from there, he started selling it to us, selling it to more black people. You know, that way we could, own the land. That way we could start businesses and start building homes, things like that. Black Wall Street, Greenwood, that whole area was like a small town. I mean, imagine Broken Arrow, but like right next to downtown. So it's like a whole other suburb. Yeah,
Hey, that's impressive.
Like, like the town of Okmulgee has about roughly 13,000 people ish in that area. Black Wall Street had 10,000, and that was in a 40-mile. That was like 40-mile radius. So, I mean, right on the other side of downtown, where you see OSU, right where you see where OSU Tulsa is, like that used to be businesses on Black Wall Street. That's why you have those churches over there. Some of those churches.
You're telling me that they did this back then?
Oh yeah, I mean, I know. It sounds crazy. I mean, when I first heard about it, I was just like, wait, you mean to tell me like black people in Oklahoma was thriving, like actually thriving, making money, making millions, like what would equate to like hundreds of millions of dollars now is what they were worth back then. And it's crazy to think about that because, you know, with the way they teach us history in school and all that, you wouldn't even think that black people even ever had any type of economic power like this. Like
I've never learned that in school at all.
Right. I mean, you know, because I mean, Otto Gurley, he wanted to have this is what he wanted. So, you know, he started selling his land to black people, which they would turn that either they would resell the land or they'd set up shop and have businesses, homes, things like that. Like, you have like J.B. Stratford. He had the Stratford Hotel. That was one of the most popular hotels, and that is like right there. You know where Burnham is.
Mm-hmm.
That, you know, that field that's like right next to their church that they always have stuff going on right there. That's where Stratford Hotel was, and it was huge. But you're trying to like, but how did it fit? Because the highway's right there. That's why they built Highway 244, was to destroy what Black Wall Street was trying to do, because before they bombed and set us on fire and robbed us and looted us and everything else, which lets you know like that that sounds like a riot, I get it. But when you realize why they were doing it, I mean, you're talking about one of the most wealthy like neighborhoods and communities in the entire nation. Not just black, but in just period. And all the black people are like, yo, we moving to Tulsa because they booming. Because I mean, like, honestly, I don't think anybody had ever actually seen anything like it as far as like black people. I mean, imagine black people actually working together instead of against each other like it is now. I mean, that's what we really had going. And they technically, I mean, like, that's where Dick Rowland comes in. It's like they had to have a reason they had to have some sort of reason that, like, how could we get them? We can't just go out there and just try to start something with them for nothing. We gotta have something to go off of, so that way we at least feel justified about what we're about to go do. You know how people are. But yeah, that's where Dick Rowland comes in. Now, what do you know about what do you know actually about Dick Rowland and his whole story?
Not much. The news report, like, it's pretty much all I know is he was thrown in jail and the riot started because, you know, they tried to get him out of jail, and that's pretty much all I've really heard. Like, I've heard bits and pieces.
So you don't know why he was in jail?
Oh yeah. According to the report, they say he was in jail because apparently he attacked a white woman or stepped on her foot or something. That's what they say, but they say that they don't really know what occurred inside of that elevator, so I don't know.
Right, so pretty much, I mean, it's not like I'm not gonna act like I was literally there, but I mean, pretty much Dick Rowland and Sarah Page, that's the girl that was operating the elevator, they knew each other. They were basically dating on the low.
Dating?
Yeah, like, I don't know, black and white, they couldn't date publicly, like, hey, we boyfriend and girlfriend. That wasn't gonna happen. I mean, Dick Rowland actually. Started on the street, hard days work now, I gotta go and pee. And one direction was my home, the other way was a girl that I really wanted to see. I'm just trying to keep the peace. I didn't want to use a tree. And this girl was so took that whiskey, walked to the Drexel. Take me to the second floor, elevator doors closed, can't wait a second more. She said, baby, you the one that I've been waiting for. I know we made up before, well, let's make some more. Then we started touching, elevator doors open, acting like it's nothing. Somebody being nosy probably think we're up to something, but if anybody asks, then I'm frontin'. I started doing too much, made a screen, so before they started dumping, I took off running. I started doing too much, I made a screen, so before they started dumping, I took off running. And it all started with the elevator. You bring me up, take me down, my elevator. Nobody knows what really happened. They just assume they heard action. Somebody used it as a rumor so they could start attacking. Marching like a pageant, using my story to use us as target practice. Somebody mad because Sarah likes the black kid. Had her bend over backwards and doing backflips. You would've thought it was gymnastics, but all they did was speculate. Well, I'm here to set the record straight. This is more jealous white people filled with hate. Seen me and Sarah dating, tried to infiltrate, but we ended up together when I left the state. Now I'm making sure the story isn't swept away. Almost died when I saw her, she took my breath away. And now forever she my sweet escape, I'll never forget the day. It all started with the elevator. And it was probably at least 300. And that's probably lowballing.
Wow.
How many people were dead.
Wow. And they say 30 something?
30, man.
Wow.
Man, come on, man. That's 30? What do you even call it a riot? I mean, that ain't even a lot of people. I mean, I'm not saying that 30 is 30's too many too, but nah, they just really tried to really lowball that so that way you wouldn't feel like, oh, I mean, dang, they killed 30. It's like, think about it, if you're just like, then they killed 30 of our people. Dang, that's messed up. You don't feel as bad as 300. You don't feel as bad as 300 or thousands. I mean, thousands of us lost our livelihoods. Like, and that's crazy. Like, your name, Ben. There's a guy, Big Ben. He had a tailor shop on Black Wall Street. Like me. My name is Bill. I tell people all the time, I don't know if it's true or not, but I tell people I was named after Bill Wood. Bill Wood had a cafe on Black Wall Street. But, you know, it's kind of cool, like, I mean, you never know. I mean, I know I got, like, an uncle or I know I got a relative or something that's from Black Wall Street, that's why I like to wear the shirt. But, you know, it's just little stuff like that, and it's just messed up that you wouldn't even know it. I mean, we be out here struggling here in Tulsa, and you wouldn't even, the only reason that the news talking about it is because it's the centennial. That's the only reason they talking about it, because they'll get publicity for it, because we'll see it. We'll actually watch it. Like, that's ratings. That's how they get their numbers up. So, of course, they're going to talk about it right now, just like half the other people in town. They're going to talk about it because it's been 100 years and they can make some money off of it. But that's why we need to tell our story. We ain't going to let them tell it. We're going to tell it because, I mean, I think it's our duty. I mean, don't you think that?
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that it's our time to go ahead and just show people that, you know, and tell people, like, and not even just about, like, the massacre, about the fact that we had 600 businesses, we had a bunch of churches, we had libraries. I mean, we were thriving. We were a city, basically, in our own. Greenwood was a city in its own right. And then, after they burned it down, we brought it back. The only reason you don't see that is because they put I-244 right in the middle of it, so that way you have to knock down businesses then whenever you're building a highway. Boom. Perfect reason to knock it down. Just make it seem like, let's start it from way back somewhere, so that way it don't seem like we're doing it because of them. But this is the only reason. We don't even need this. We already got 3 highways already. But let's add a 4th one so we can destroy Black Wall Street for good, because we brought it back in the 60s. In the 70s, and then that's whenever they decided to bring I-240 board, and yeah. So
wow, a lot to take in. I had no idea about all of these details and how great it was. And
Yeah, it was.
and you're right. We have to tell our story.
Yes,
We can't let history be
repeat
covered
itself.
up. Yeah.
We can't let it be covered up, and we can't let history repeat itself. And if we don't tell it, then that can happen again. So I think it's time to. I mean, I know we can't get everybody, but we can start with us, man. So I mean, but my only thing I'm worried about is how. But man, let's be real. The day they listen to us tell our story, that'll be the day Oklahoma start getting earthquakes or something. It's like we in California.
Oh, man.